Welcome to Biz Wire. I'm Joseph Nordstrom in Beijing. Health issues continue to dominate discussion in China as people anxiously await whether bird flu will spread further and faster. As of Thursday, 33 cases have been officially reported with 9 deaths from the virus. As we discussed yesterday in Economic Insight, citizens' #1 concern, more than government corruption or job security, has to do with toxins in China's air, water, soil, and food. These concerns are anything but alarmism, as recent reports show staggering increases in cancer across the country, which is now the #1 cause of death in Beijing. According to data released by the city's Cancer Prevention and Control Research Office and reported by Bloomberg, cancer has overtaken cardiovascular disease as the top killer in the capital. Wang Ning, the center's deputy director, said exposure to environmental pollution, as well as changing diet and more sedentary lifestyles, are contributing factors. Wang's research team says cancer rates are rising across the country and estimates that by 2020, the total number of cancer deaths in China will climb from 2.5 million to 3 million annually. While record levels of air pollution in Beijing and other cities have made frequent headlines this year, the risks from polluted water and soil are often most acute in small towns and villages where environmental regulators have little authority to rein in polluting industries that contribute substantially to the local tax base. In a document released in February, the Ministry of Environmental Protection made a rare acknowledgement of the existence of cancer villages due to chemical pollution, with some reports estimating that there may be more than 450 such cancer villages. Some studies show that cancer villages occur in China where the river quality is grade 5 or worse, strongly suggesting that there's a link between water pollution and cancer. According to research by Peking University's School of Public Health and Greenpeace, an estimated 8,572 premature deaths occurred in Beijing, Shanghai, Guangzhou, and Xi'an, 4 major Chinese cities, last year due to high levels of PM 2.5 air pollution and caused at least $1 billion in economic losses. A separate study by the WHO Global Burden of Disease Project suggests that PM 2.5 caused 1.2 million deaths in 2010 in China. PM 2.5 refers to airborne particulate matter, 2.5 microns or smaller in size, which is thought to be the most damaging to the lungs. Last week, Beijing announced a multi-billion yuan campaign to help rein in its environmental problems. State-run media reported that the Environmental Investment Plan will see 100 billion yuan, or about $16 billion, spent on areas including sewage treatment and air pollution over the next 3 years. Beijing will also start to implement its 2013 Clean Air Action Plan, which contains a variety of measures aimed at bringing down the city's major pollutants by a modest 2% in 2013. But in the first 3 months of this year, air pollution is said to be 30% higher than it was last year, and measures to offer cleaner gasoline with less sulfur content should be of some help by the end of this year, but it will be hard to wean China's huge energy needs away from cheap and abundant supplies of coal. Officials know that cancer is costly, both economically and socially, and are taking steps, however small, towards dealing with this critical issue. While press controls have gotten more severe over the past 5 years, transparency regarding pollution and the accompanying rise in cancer has increased remarkably in the past year. While increased transparency doesn't necessarily mean better control of the underlying problem, it is a hopeful sign that top leaders want the public on their side if they go after powerful entrenched interests or introduce, and more importantly enforce, environmental controls which may lead to higher prices. This is Biz Wire on the Blue Ocean Network.